All right, lesson 11, dynamic control exercises. Can't believe this is the 11th lesson already. Going by quick. I'm doing 3 of these a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And just covering all kinds of stuff that I've found helpful over the years. So be sure to tune in on those days. So I'm Spencer Kim, Lessons. I'm Spencer Kim. That's my business. And I'm here to tackle your goals on the drums is what I was trying to say. I was trying to get that out the first time, but sometimes it takes a couple shots. All right, so today we're going over dynamic control exercises, as I mentioned, and it's a simple concept that I'm going to give you 5 exercises to work on, but you can do any exercises that are in groups of 4s or 2s or 8s, and these exercises will help you with controlling your dynamics. It'll help you stay quiet when you're trying to play quiet, or more of like a medium dynamic, or even if you're trying to play loud, because that can be an overlooked thing. Like actually playing a rock gig and you're having to hit hard and keep it there and play things smoothly. There's value in that. So it's not as though playing loud is something you always have to shy away from. It's good to actually be able to play hard when you need to. So this concept is very simple. What we have is, we're talking about 16ths here. So we have 1 bar of singles, and then we're switching to a second bar of a different pattern. And then we're just going back. The goal is to make everything sound exactly the same. If you have someone in a different room in your house, you want them to not know what you're playing. If you're switching from singles to doubles, for example, you don't want them to know when you're playing doubles. Like if it sounds lopsided, like that kind of thing. Or if you're playing singles and your left hand is playing quieter. Again, we just want everything to sound like this. So just imagine being in a different room in your house and what it would sound like from there. Are all of the notes even in their dynamics? Are the rights and the lefts even? Is the timing even? Or is it going like right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, and kind of just uneven in that way? And then, of course, switching between the 2 patterns, singles and doubles. When you're switching from here to here, is it really smooth? Or does it take you like a second for it to get ironed out and then it's smooth? Because that's one of our big goals. Of course, in drumming or playing any instrument, it's a key element to be able to transition parts. Because think of a guitarist. If a person can play different chords on their own evenly or nice and smooth and they sound perfect and everything, but then when they change chords, it takes them a second to figure out where their fingers go, and like that chord is not that usable to them, then they're not going to be able to play to a song exactly. So in the same way, if we're able to play 2 separate parts on their own, they sound great, but when you put them together, it gets wonky and weird, then those parts are not going to be that usable in music. So keep that in mind. We always want to gear up for our parts being able to be played in music. Think about music. How will it sound in music? That's what we want. We want to be able to play to music because we're musicians. We're not practicers. We're not just drum shredders. We want to be able to play actual music. So always think about music. How will you sound with music? Okay? All right, first example. I'm going to play both feet on quarter notes. Hands are playing 16ths. We have 1 measure of singles and then 1 measure of doubles. So why don't I turn on the overhead camera? Let's try this out. Okay, so it's going to sound like this. I'm going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, singles, doubles, singles, doubles, singles, That's the idea. Very simple. But you'll quickly find out that it's not as easy as you might think to make it all those different parts, to get them ironed out, to make them sound even and musical, and to not have any variation. Not saying that I played it perfectly, but it's very difficult to keep it, everything just sounding like this. Okay, so we're going to try the next one. And I'm going to give you 3 different ways to practice them if you're up for the challenge. The more variation you have in the way you practice these, the more you'll benefit from them. So if you're up for, like, we have exercise number 1A, 1B, and 1C. And that's going to be, soft, medium, loud. So why don't I play that first one before I move on? I'm going to play soft. Okay, here we go. So it'll sound like this. Doubles. Singles. Doubles. Go a little faster. Singles. Okay, that's the idea. So let's move on to the next one. I'm going to do singles for the first half and 4 on each hand for the second half. And I'm going to give you a second way that you can, or a second place you can play these. You can try them on the toms as well, instead of just the snare. Or of course you can do it on the pad. Pretty straightforward. But here we go. I'm going to play it on the toms. 3, 4, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. Obviously, if someone is in another room in your house, they'll be able to hear your pattern if you're playing on different toms. So keep it smooth anyway. All right, third pattern. I'm going to play inverted doubles. If you don't know what these are, okay, we're doing the overhead camera. Let's say these are your two doubles. Instead of starting on the right, right, left, left, right, right, you're starting on the second right. So you're inverting it. Right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right. And for this one, I'm going to use the loud dynamic level. Okay, so keep in mind that medium is always going to be kind of the most comfortable. Playing very quiet is very hard. And playing loud is also very hard to play fast, just because it's so much more tiring. And then, yeah, with playing quiet, it's just hard to keep everything at that low level. And it's hard to play doubles really low and to get everything sounding smooth. So anyway, singles and inverted doubles. Here we go. 3, 4, loud. Doubles. A little faster. All right. I'm going to switch back to the other camera view. All right. Fourth pattern is paradiddles. I'll just play this one on the snare, medium dynamic level. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, switch, paradiddles. Singles, 2, 3, 4, paradiddles. A little faster. Singles. Switch. Singles. Switch. Ah, messed up. Paradiddles. All right, lastly, we have triple paradiddles, which if you don't know the sticking, it's right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, left. So instead of the paradiddle being a group of 4 notes, paradiddle, paradiddle, it's a group of 8 notes here. So we have 4 singles and then the paradiddle. Or you can count, it's a triple paradiddle. It's a triple paradiddle. Okay, here we go. Singles. It's a triple paradiddle. 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 All right. So a couple of different notes as you're working on these. Be sure to try them on the toms. And like I was saying, just try to make everything sound as even as possible. If you don't own the book Stick Control, then you should get it. That's like a legendary book that every drummer must have. The first 3 pages are filled with just patterns that are based on 8th notes. And you can use, well, at least the first page. I can't think of the next 2 off the top of my head. Those might not work as well. Actually, I think they will. But either way, take singles in the first half and then switch to any of those patterns in the first page and the second half, and then switch back. Do not forget to lead with the left hand. I didn't do any of those on the demonstrations, but you have to get used to leading with your left hand. The more you can do that, the better off you are. Even if you're not going to be, even if you didn't use any of the left hand leading patterns live, it will just strengthen it, and it'll just open up new ideas and new possibilities for what you're able to do. But then again, there's a lot of stuff that you can lead with your left hand if you actually practice it. You're going to see that the more that you work on that stuff. So be sure to incorporate that in your practice. And if you want to really go for it, play your left hand leading twice as long as your right hand does. That way you can really get them up to speed. That's a age-old question. Is my left hand is not as fast as my right. It's not as strong. Not as I can't play doubles the same. Just practice your left hand twice as much, and instead of both of them getting better and better at the same rate and still having that gap, it'll close the gap at least somewhat so that your hands can perform more closely together. All right, so that's it for lesson 11. Leave me some feedback or a comment on which exercises might be most difficult for you, or most fun or challenging or beneficial. I'd love to hear from you. And if you want to grow your skills on the drums this summer, be sure to contact me through spencerkimlessons.com. I'd love to help you tackle your goals on whatever styles or songs or musicianship, or working toward becoming a professional musician, whatever it is. And thanks for joining me. I appreciate you spending your time here. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and share. That would be much appreciated, and I'll see you on the next one.